Welcome to our 2021 graduation ceremony. I would invite you all to please stand as our band plays the Star Spangled Banner.
What's going on? My name is Shannon Campeter. I'm a member of this 2021 graduating class, and I'd ask you guys to bow your heads for a quick prayer before we get started. Thanks. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity to just gather here tonight, be able to celebrate this graduating class. God, I ask for your blessing throughout the service, for it just to be as holy and as righteous as possible, and for just to dignify you in everything that you stand for. God, I ask for your safety and just your blessing over everybody here tonight, the graduates, their families, friends, loved ones. And I have a special request, God, that you can just help every single graduate here find their calling in life, find whatever they want to do, and just to help strive and just help them just be the best person that they can be, help them to glorify onto you in whatever they do in life, and just live a righteous, holy life, and to just love you while they do it. God, I thank you to be able to do this tonight, to be able to deliver this, and just be able to pray to you and just honor you in everything that you do. Thank you for everything. Just in prayer. Amen. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce to you our valedictorian and salutatorian this evening. Our salutatorian is Caitlin Renee Baker, the daughter of Lynette and Travis Baker. Caitlin has earned a cumulative GPA of a 4.169 on a 4.0 scale. Caitlin has been a member of many clubs, including National Honor Society, Future Business Leaders of America, FCCLA, PEP Club, Key Club, Student Council, and has participated in our A+ program. Caitlin has been a Dixon Dazzler, a cheerleader, and part of the volleyball team throughout high school. During her senior year, Caitlin has served as the captain on the cheer team and the volleyball team, and has been secretary of the senior class. Caitlin has also served as the FBLA president and has made the dean list at OTC as a dual credit student. After graduation, Caitlin first plans to attend OTC in Springfield, then intends to major in cellular and molecular biology at MSU before attending medical school at Mizzou. She plans to become an orthopedic surgeon. Our valedictorian is Lillian B. Malone and is the granddaughter of Jim and Ruth Ann Malone. Lily has earned a cumulative GPA of a 4.196 on a 4.0 scale. Lily has been involved in many clubs throughout her high school career. She was involved in PEP Club, our A+ program, Key Club, Student Council, FBLA, and National Honor Society. She was president of the FCCLA, vice president of Student Council, secretary of FBLA, and treasurer of the National Honor Society. Lily has been a Dixon Dazzler all 4 years of high school, a cheerleader from sophomore through senior year, and volleyball her freshman year. Lily has earned an academic all-state and made the OTC Dean's List in her dual credit classes. Lily plans to attend Mizzou with a major in biochemistry with a pre-med emphasis, and she plans to become an OBGYN. Would you please welcome our salutatorian and our valedictorian.
You know, I've always thought of myself as a person who is brave. Someone who faces struggle head on and doesn't waver at the thought of failing. Well, that thought flew straight out the window when I learned that I would have to stand in front of you all and give this speech today. I instinctively thought about how I could get myself out of the humiliation that I was going to face when I managed to crash and burn up here, which, if you know me, you know that's my specialty. But once I got past the pure fear that came along with this title, I realized it's not every day that someone gets an opportunity such as this one. So, good evening, everyone. I would like to start off by saying thank you. Thank you to my teachers and to my administrators for being the reason that I am standing here today. Thank you to my parents and to my entire family for the constant support that they gave, no matter how high of goals I had set for myself. And thank you to the entire Dixon School District for the immense opportunity that has been given to me through them. Thank you to every single person who has helped me get to where I am today, because not a single person in this building would be where they are today without the help of the others that surround them. But most of all, I want to say thank you to the class of 2021. Every single graduate sitting in these chairs in front of me has impacted me in some way, and I'm confident that most of them would say the same. I would like to share with you all something that has altered my look on these past 4 years. On one of my last few days of high school, I was asked a question. It was simply, what have you done in high school? I sat in my classroom and I listened to the responses that my peers gave. Each response seemed to be similar. It went something like, I played sports. I maintained a 4.0 GPA. I was involved in 5 different clubs. These responses, although they were exactly what my peers did in high school, were bare and they lacked genuine thought. When it came around to be my turn to answer this question, I had an entirely different response than any of my peers seemed to. In these past 4 years, yes, we played sports, and we maintained great GPAs, and we worked hard for them. But more than that, we shaped ourselves into the people that we want to be. We made lifelong friends, and we also lost a few friends along the way. We experienced loss and gain. We felt heartbreak, and I'm sure that some of us broke some hearts along the way too. We learned that success doesn't always mean everything, and sometimes it's okay to disappoint someone every now and then. We felt the highs and lows of high school teenagers, but nevertheless came out of it as people who were stronger. Class of 21. I look at each one of you today and I can't imagine what our lives would look like without each other. I think of all the memories and the experiences that have only come from spending hours on end with one another. This chapter of our lives is over, and no matter how utterly terrifying that may seem, it's only the beginning of a new chapter that is inevitable. The chapter that we are leaving now has forced us to grow in unimaginable ways, but my hope is that this new chapter will continue to force growth upon all of us, because each and every one of us has earned our way into being something great. I want to leave you all with something that I have reflected on since I took my first steps into this high school my freshman year. Psalm 31:15, a verse that reads, "Hour by hour, I place my days in your hand." So tonight, leave this building proud of every day that we have made it through this far, and look forward to the new days ahead of us that will only continue to shape us into the people that we want to be.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to start this speech off by saying some very, very, very important thank yous to some people. First, and most importantly, I would like to thank God. Lord knows we would not be here without Him. I would also like to thank all of the teachers and staff who have contributed to our education thus far. Without your dedication and support, none of us would be sitting here today. You have all made a lasting impression on our lives, and I speak for us all when I say, we love you. At this point, Laura Jacobs and Trish McCrae were supposed to be propelled from the ceiling with like confetti cannons and really dramatic music, but that was a little bit out of reach, a little unattainable. So consider this my special thanks to you guys. I would also like to say a special thank you to Mr. Moore for his incredible leadership. You've set an excellent example for each and every one of us. Now, parents. You all deserve the biggest thank you of them all. From pushing us to do our homework, to driving hours on end to just cheer us on at a game, celebrating with us in the good times, and loving us through the bad. We would not be the people we are today without you guys. So with this being said, from the very bottom of our hearts, Thank you. Now, before I get any further, I would like to mention two people who couldn't be here today, but deserve to be recognized just as much as the rest of us. Our class has a missing piece that will never be filled or forgotten. Kanan and Nash, we celebrate you two as we walk across this stage and receive our diplomas to start the rest of our lives. I speak on behalf of everyone here when I say that we will carry a piece of you with us forever. We love you and we miss you, but we know you're right here graduating with us, and we're so proud of you. Now, class of 2021. Music's been something that we've all shared for a really long time. With this being said, I thought it would be best to integrate just a couple of songs that reminds me of you. 1,737 days ago, we walked into our first day of 8th grade. For most, middle school was a really terrible time. For our class, this was way different. 8th grade year is the very first year that as a class, we became one. We got knocked down over and over again, but as a class, we all learned to bounce back and grow even closer. We danced to Rolex and Juju on that beat with absolutely no shame. We were carefree and were ready to take on the world. We created a bond this year that would last with us through the next 4 years. It prepared us for the wild ride that was our high school career. Once we finally made it here and walked through these doors for the very first time as freshmen, we made the absolute most of it. We were always the most competitive, from cow days floats to dodgeball tournaments to homecoming walls. We put our all in always and did our best to keep everyone else on their toes. We came together whenever it was necessary, no matter the circumstances. The bond we've maintained through our high school years is unbreakable, and I cannot be more grateful for that. As I was thinking about our time as students walking these halls, a thought came to mind. Freshman year, Mr. Sinden's class. On the very first day of school, he told us, "Don't blink, high school will be over in a second." And boy, was he not kidding. 270 days ago, we walked through these doors to end an amazing chapter of our lives. This was the first of many lasts. We were ready to blast off into our senior year and make it memorable. This year was exciting and scary and fun and sad. We laughed endlessly and we cried together a few times too. No matter what went on this year, we always made it somebody's problem. We ended our careers as DHS athletes, and all of our hard work over the years finally started to pay off. For some of us, very literally started to pay off. This year was extraordinary and unforgettable, and we can finally say we're so done. I would like to say thank you for making these years as a Bulldog the best years of my life. Thank you for loving each other and always being ready to have someone's back when they needed it most. I will not feel as at home or love any place more than my hometown. You will all have a very special place in my heart forever, and I know that each and every one of us will do amazing things. Class of 2021, I want to leave you with one thing. Go out and live a life as full and as legendary as 8th grade year. Thank you.
Thank you, Lily and Caitlin. Thank you very much. All right. Good evening again and welcome. Thank you all for being here tonight to celebrate this special moment in the lives of our graduates. We are honored by your presence. Seniors, my words tonight are for you. At each graduation, I try to share one last message with the class. Just a simple thought I hope you can carry with you in the days ahead. 2 years ago, I challenged the graduates to live their lives in service to others. Last year, I encouraged the class to live in gratitude, no matter their circumstances. As with the last two classes, I have a message for you too. Rise above and be better. For the past year or so, we've been on quite a journey. We have indeed lived through extraordinary and unprecedented times. The events of the last year were impossible to forecast, but they impacted your high school experience so deeply. I don't need to recall the details of all that we've been through, but we're just now emerging from some of the scariest and darkest days in our history. What I think about a lot, however, is not so much what we've been through, but how we respond to the crises and challenges in our lives. At this milestone in your lives, I think it's worth considering the question, how do I rise and become better when life deals me a heavy blow? How do I respond? Can I offer a few suggestions? The world we consume through various forms of media tells you to fear. I'm urging you to be courageous. It's the only way to access your dreams. Our world tempts you to self-doubt. I'm asking you to have confidence in your remarkable abilities. Our culture is selling you division. I'm asking you to celebrate unity, knowing we're all more alike than we are different. Our society often peddles uncertainty. I'm asking you to walk in faith, trusting in the things you know to be true. Our world will tell you to remain in grief over that which has been lost. I'm urging you to choose joy and be intentional in doing so. Our culture tells you so much has been lost it can never be recovered. I'm asking you to be thankful for that which remains. Life will lure you into frustration. I'm asking you to cultivate patience, for it's the only way to grow wise as you grow old. Life will pull on you to remain heartbroken over things you cannot change. I'm challenging you to choose acceptance. And our world will entice you to anger. I'm asking you to practice forgiveness because it's the only reliable path to your own peace. Friends, these are a few suggestions for you to rise above the challenges we faced this last year and how you can be better than the circumstances you will most certainly face in the future. But why? Why should any of that matter? Because this world needs you desperately. Our world needs the best version of you. We need your gifts, talents, energy, creativity, now more than ever. So before you walk across this stage, know this. The teachers and staff of this district love you. We support you. We believe in you. And speaking for everyone gathered here tonight to witness this graduation, we could not be more proud of you. Now I'm asking you to step boldly into your future, rising to meet the challenges that await you and offering the world the best version of you. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my message. Now we're ready for the part you've all been waiting for. We will present diplomas to this graduating class. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Alyssa Darlene Alexander. Caden Joshua Anderson. Caitlin Renee Baker. Taylor Lynn Barnhart. Richard Paul Becker.